Good morning, everyone. Happy Father's Day to all the daddies out there who are doing a good job being a husband, raising their children. There you go. Up. 2, 4, 6, 8. She only has 8 left. At 10, 2 are gone. Well, we took 2 over to the house. Well, it's what it is. So I came across something. Albert Einstein said, knowledge can only be acquired with experience. I agree. Absolutely 100%. And I think hang on, guys. That is really something that we seem to have lost the ability to recognize, and actually somebody does know what they're talking about. And okay, how do they know all this? And see, because they've done this for a long time. Then there's another one that baffled me. It baffles me again and again and again, which is, why do people get mad at you when you end up being right? Okay? Right? So one can have an opinion, one can, have a certain point of view, this, that, and it's all just theory. Then when actually someone comes along and says, well, but I've been doing this for a long time, so I know that this actually works, right? For example, here in the least amount of work, keep clean, and safe. And save, for example, we get sawdust. We get the sawdust for free, but we have to go a little ways to get it. Then it all has to be put in here, right? You want it to last. So how do you use that? As I said, so certain other things. And that's it. Amazing to me that when you end up being right, people get mad at you instead of learning from it. What a weird one. Very disturbing to me. In this heat, everybody stay cool. Oh, holy cannoli. So, I watched an interesting thing happen here. We have done without air conditioning and all that for years and years and years. But I have to also say that it hasn't been quite that hot already in June. And not that it hasn't happened before, but that's pretty darn hot. Almost 100 degrees. And the humidity, whew, try to breathe in that. Again, comes in handy when you live in higher elevations like we do, because the air is thinner. In a way, it's less, okay, you can still breathe. Not sure exactly how it works, but anywho, seems to be true though. So the most disturbing news that I've seen, besides again, a war waging in the world, people just, it's like, what is it? What is it that leaders just have to do that? To me, there's no apparent reason why one country or why Russia has to invade the Ukraine. I'm sure there's excuses out there. I'm sure there is, he said it was because, one thing I heard, it's because the Ukraine, they're Nazis. Oh, really? As far as I know, from the videos I've seen of the people in the Ukraine and the cities mostly, They live like we do. I didn't see no Nazi stuff going on there. You know, so I'm like, what? And so, what is that? Can you think? Then I thought on how, Russia, okay, not the people of Russia. There are a lot of Russians that are not happy with what's going on. What the heck you doing? What is this all for? Oh, you guys think that things aren't going to get more expensive there? I remember a time where we had, from our church, people over there, and they were asking for people to send coats and shoes for winter time. We did. Oh, I boxed up many big old huge boxes, and then it was, again, is it going to get through? Through all the inspections this night, where then whoever's doing that isn't taking it for themselves. You did it anyway. Sometimes one of these boxes, $80 to $120 to just ship it. So you're hoping, but we had people there, right, that we knew personally said, man, it's bad here. People don't have enough heat. They don't have enough clothes. They don't have, that was about 20 years ago maybe. And, so other people around the world try to help them out there, which that's what it should be, right? But again, then you have people who catch them packages and just say, I don't care about my own countrymen, and I'm not going to let that go where it should be going. It's like, what? Okay, so I question leadership many times, but one also has to question the people in general. Oh my gosh, what is this? This is like, you want to call something a syndrome or a phenomenon, let's call that one. Or both. We got a phenomenal syndrome going on where people just don't know what the right thing is to do anymore. As I said, you end up being right about something, people are going to get mad at you. Yes, what is that? Why are you blaming me? I told you. Anyway, so again, why is this war going on? And it seems like most of the leadership around the world doesn't know what to do about it. All I can say to that is, and again, well, that's because the Ukraine's not a part of this, and it's not a part of that. Okay, so if I'm not a member of your membership or whatever, then okay. Then what? So, all I can say to all that, now I'm not a president, I'm not a politician, not even a really studied person when it comes to that. I look at this whole situation and going, well, the number one thing, if everybody around the world would have just kind of pulled together and said, well, that ain't going to happen, and stationed themselves in the Ukraine, right at the borders of Russia, well, guess what? Half your planes Ukraine's pretty big too. You can't tell me that they couldn't say, okay, we need to have this airfield and that one, so we got to be ready with our planes, and have it ready to go. And show the Russian president, hey, guess what? You're going to be, we're going to be a force that will be a force to be reckoned with. And maybe it would have never happened. He would have pulled in his tail and said, no, what happened? Again, it's like, anybody know what's going on in Afghanistan now? I haven't seen anything. I guess one could go and see. Then you have these, kind of private stations out there they're doing nothing but inflame the people's mind about things. Well, then I go and check it out. One of them, for example, is Breitbart. Okay? A lot of people go with that stuff. And I'm going to check it out. I'm going, that's not right. That was 5 years ago. That's like half the truth. Again, they want it. Okay, now here, they want to be right about something that has two sides, where there's more involved than just what they want. Then again, I have to say, well, what are you coercing or forcing me into believing? And why are you doing that? No one should be forced into that. Okay, now, having said that, I know, live and let live sounds so good. We're on quote, we have a quote video going here. Yeah, you get to do that if you're on the side of goodness. Then you get to live and let live. But live and let live for a lot of people includes evil things. Things that are wrong, they're not right. Just saying. Huh? So it's, oh, so you're against this and you're against this. No, I'm for doing right. I'm for doing what is right for everyone. Okay. You want to get oversensitive about things? So I heard, I still haven't gotten to that. Okay, it's the cows, the dead cows. Or rather cattle. 2,000 plus, and they're thinking, no, that's going to be more. I said, right away, we're sitting on a percent. How are they living? How are these cows actually taken care of? Right? Because the explanation is, well, they need to have at least four hours of cooling down time, and that didn't happen. So one person said, well, they were range cows. And then I saw the pictures. Said, that's what you call a range? Look at how these cows are living. If they would have been just on regular grass, dirt, this and that, there might have been still some that died, but a lot less. They're standing basically on concrete. Okay? I'm sorry. Concrete really heats up as well. So, okay. And the other thing too, where it was at, there isn't enough water. They didn't know that. These farmers don't know that. You're probably going to lose a lot of your cows if you don't put extra water out. And how about adding some ice? Well, that's going to cost a lot of money. Okay, well, how much did it cost you to lose 2,000 head of cattle? There's got to be other solutions for that. And now, at the time that we live in, it's not 200 years ago with pioneers, this and that, where you literally have to say, well, I hope you find a shady tree. It's not like that anymore, okay? We have so much available to us for things like that to not happen. And again, okay, we're going to have these temperatures and we're going to have these cattle. And so where was the help of the other states? Okay, oh, well, we're all for ourselves. What do I care? Right, in our own country. Okay, well, could that have really been prevented? I do believe so. I do believe. And here's the other thing too. As I said, how about, can we not raise meat? These are living animals. These are animals that, okay, well, do they hurt like we do? Do they feel like we do? Okay, what does it matter? They're living animals. Okay? Can we not keep them in a more proper environment for them to then become our food? Do we have to have so much on the shelf? Right? Oh, ketchup. We're running out of ketchup. That's what has to happen. Again, it's like, why are we doing this? Why are people just going along with, okay, yeah, you know what? There's one commercial I've been seeing about the Roundup, the weed killer. You know, there's not one weed out there, really, when it comes down to it. Not one. Why put all that poison into the ground? Why? Why do you have to have a lawn just with that particular one grass? Which is really, amazing if you can do that, but probably, needs a lot of poison. I'm amazed. Why does that one grass just go? It kills just the weeds? That's a weird one too. Well, you can't have a lawn that just kind of does its own thing? No, we can't have that. God Almighty, That's so weird. This is such a classic example of, you look good on the outside, but on the inside, you're just rotten. You're just rotten, and you don't give a hoot. What else you're making rotten out there? Really, really, really disappointing to me. So, one thing, I don't like to use God as, the wrath of God comes down on us, blah, 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 blah. I think it's more when things are different than they have been. Climate change, this, that. Yeah, what you going to do about it? I don't know. What did the dinosaurs do about it? Okay? It just happened. It's going to just happen here too. But we're not dinosaurs. Dinosaurs did not. All they knew is, okay, let's go and see if we can still find some water. Let's go see if we can still find some food. But we're human beings. Right? We're human beings. We should be ready for certain things that are happening. We should just be ready. Right? Yes? No, the most important thing is to get every car on as an electric car, which is, by the way, again, very interesting. We talk about that on the board. Well, let's see what happens with that. It's almost like a comedy show. How are you going to do that? And the money that it's going to cost. Who's going to pay for all that? Pretty soon, a lot of people won't be able to drive anymore. They won't be able to afford it. It's going to become as it was. When was the automobile invented? And then there was just a few noble ones, in the country and everywhere else that could afford one, until it's going to become like that again. Is that what it's going to be? Okay. Anyway, not against electric cars. It's not what it is. It's again, why not let people decide and let it slowly happening? No, it has to be done in so many years. Let the people decide who want to do that, who actually can do that. Like in the cities, right? In the cities, electric cars, why not? But when you are out here, right, and one battery run gets you to town and maybe back, that's ridiculous. Okay? Okay. Anywho. And, again, what about all them cars? Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go with all them cars they are making now that still need gas, this, that, right? Oh, people think it's going to be cheaper to have an electric car? I doubt it. I doubt it very much. But here's the other thing too. So all the gas is going up, right? And it's like, well, that's just what, okay, interesting if you go and read up on our presidents. Every Democrat did the same thing. As soon as they were in office, the prices of gas would go up. Okay? I was even in the 70s like that. And as soon as a Republican would get in, the price of gas goes back down. Weird one? Okay. Well, so what are the Democrats actually trying to do and have been trying to do for a long time? And the thing is, everybody's hands are tied. Everybody's hands are tied. Anywho, so I had a weed whacker, lasted for nearly 20 years. It's broke again. I got broke while I was gone, so. But, it could have happened to me. And instead of, I fixed that weed whacker that I got for, I think I paid $280 for it or something. Brand new, it's a steal. And then every so often something would go wrong, but I have a really good friend in town, so I go there and he fixes it, and then, you pay him a little something, and there you go. Weed whacker's good again for a couple of years, 3 years, So I think I fixed it about 4 or 5 times in those almost 20 years. It would be 20 years this year. Next year. Yeah. So, anywho, it broke. So someone went out and bought a brand new one. Oh, wow, okay. Instead of just getting that one fixed. There was all kinds of reasons for it, and I like the new one. It's a battery operated one. It's not really lighter, but it is kind of nice in the way it operates, you know. But again, okay, so cool. Yeah. But was it necessary? Was it really necessary to go and spend 300 and some dollars rather than the 20 that it would have cost to fix the old one? That lasted for a really, really long time. I was really proud of that I kept that up. I keep my tools, this, that, very clean. I, you know, try to know how to operate them properly and to take care of them properly. Right? In 20 years, how many weed whackers do people throw out and get new ones? I had one. Had the one ever since I got here. It was with certain other things the same thing. With an air conditioner, I had, oh my gosh, 15 years or so, maybe even more. Got it used. I think for free. Somebody gave it to me, put it in. It worked for many years, but I didn't always put it in. Just depended on the weather, right? So we had it in for a few years, and it just kind of cools the downstairs, which is nice. You know, that's all that was needed. And it didn't work right anymore. I took that whole thing. Well, I'm not going to get. I don't have to. Well, I think I had the money to get one. You know, if you have good credit, which I do. Again, yeah, you stay responsible for when you borrow something from someone. Well, anyway, so I had good credit, so I could have gone and gotten a new one. But I looked at that and I went, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to take that whole thing apart and see if it just needs some cleaning. So I did. Cleaned it, looked, oh yeah, this is very dirty, you know. Cleaned it up really good, this, that, put it all back together, had 2 screws left. Oh, I missed some somewhere. Put it back together, stuck it back in, turned it on, oh, and it worked just like it was brand new. And that's what we hadn't had it in for a few years. Now we put it in, and it lit up just like, again, because I stored it properly, this and that. And it's working, and it's doing the job, even in these 100 degrees, you know, humidity up to who knows where days to keep us, you know, to have the downstairs cool enough where you're fine. Okay, so what happened? All right, so one other person decided that they needed one in their room. Oh, okay. Then the other one decided, I need one too. Okay, all right. Which one of them we still had, a little one. So now instead of just having one run downstairs, and well, you know, I have a fan in my room that I turn on, we have 3 of them running in the house. Well, what's that going to do to our power bill? I don't know. We'll find out. There seems to be just no, how do you say? And here, I'm just going to go and, not going to go and tell people how to live. When we moved here, I kind of had this idea that we were going to live simple, conserve, preserve, right? And try to do as little damage, right, to our surroundings, and live in a manner that when God looks down or looks, you know, around, he goes, I like this. I like this. You're actually a good keeper of everything. You use things appropriately, but you're not an abuser. So I still try. It's, as I said, it's one of those things. Again, where you can't tell anybody what to do. You just kind of have to try to see if eventually someone will get it. They will get it. Sometimes people do, sometimes they don't. So, yeah. To get back to, can we just blame the leadership for it all? Yeah, a lot of it is definitely unbelievable. Who the heck they think they are when they're in a position where they're leading a country to just decide, hey, I'm going to start a war. Or how about that fear, that constant fear of, oh, I'm going to push that red button. And then what? I mean, that's ridiculous. Why would anybody want to do that? Why? Why do we have... Oh, that was... Yeah, okay, so, again... Well, that's... So we have some leverage over our enemy. Well, who's the enemy? Are the Russians my enemy? The regular common people in Russia my enemy? Are they the enemy of the Ukrainian common people? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Huh? You could take every war and look at, okay. Well, people weren't so happy, hunky-dory, picking up them weapons, standing in line, becoming a soldier, this and that. What if there were a war and nobody would show up? What would the leaders do then? Come and say, well, we're kind of in a crisis here, and who knows what's going to happen with the climate change, so we're going to have to figure out what vegetables and animals, will do well in the heat. Cows might die out. You don't know, Might have to give up raising cows unless they're in a climate-controlled environment. Okay. Hey, you, look at you, cutie one. Right? And raise animals like goats, for example, right? Who do well in heat like that. They do well in anything. That's good. Good meat, good milk. Has to be processed a little differently, right? Okay. Well, in any case, so there it is. What if the people, we don't have time to fight with you guys. We've got to figure out some way to teach the next generation on how to grow food that's going to be able to withstand the heat, where you're going to have very little water. Again, I've mentioned this before, a tribe in Africa where, they, when the rainy season happens, they fill up all their gourds, this and that. They know of a certain herb that they put on top, plug it with, and then they put it in the ground. And that will last for more than 6 months. That water stays fresh like that. Oh, so I guess they don't take as many showers as we do or whatever, but I'm just saying. They're surviving. They seem to be happy with the way they're doing things to this day. Right? Surely, if they wanted to, they could move out too, but they're staying there, they're good. They don't want to go anywhere else. Anyway, just saying. So, this is another one too, where I look into the future, and I'm looking at our young people now. All of my children, proud of them. They're all really hard-working people. They work for what they have. They're not in debt. They're not on drugs. They're not on, well, there were times where everybody just worked kind of through it. I have to say, as siblings together. Well, anyway, they didn't give up on each other. But in any case, besides all that, they're in their 30s. Well, one of them is just not even 25 yet. And they're working. They're hard-working people. But I look out there, and I'm kind of watching what's going on. Every place that my children work at, except for one, okay, two, they can't pay people twice the amount to work that they used to get a couple years ago. Can't get people to work. Everybody wants to do this. Everybody wants to do something on the computer. Well, hello, people. Where is the next generation of farmers? How are you going to get your food? If you don't have truck drivers anymore, or, I don't know, people who load and unload and this and that.
I look at a couple generations down the road on what's it going to be like. I won't be here anymore. So, well, try to leave behind what I've learned, what I know about on how to actually grow food. And I'd like to make some videos on that. How to grow food that you can keep all winter long without a refrigerator. Fresh vegetables, for example. How to can where it's not going to be such a horrendous expensive thing to do. Things that grow in a climate like this, but then I had a friend here, she grew stuff out of the snow. Oh, because she went through a famine and she was young. And most likely, what happened there? Suddenly, the older generation goes, we need to teach our children how to grow food to survive in very, very bad times. I made a video also just recently where I said, we've had fat years, lots of fat years. Did anybody prepare for the lean years? Did we prepare for the lean years that are talking about another war, leaders fighting for, oh my God, a place in the history books or something? This is so stupid. Or people out there, feeling they don't have, that their rights are being taken away and all that. Oh yeah, which brings me back to something that the Texas governor said. He's got some South African that is supporting him. I guess he got a lot of money or something. Well, anyway. And he said, well, I got an African American supporting me. And people went all haywire about it, huh? Why? It was true. Oh, it was, then it's like, it was supposed to be a joke, kind of like a joke. Okay, and then why are people taking everything so the wrong way? The guy was an African, and not every African is black or brown. There actually, some of them are white. Oh, did they start out like that? Well, look at the Egyptians. All right. The Moroccans. All right. Well, that's up in the north. Well, it's Africa, ain't it? Oh, my God. Well, anyway, so oversensitive. You want to get oversensitive about everything, okay? I'm sorry, but a sexy lap dance does not belong in a children's auditorium, okay? No, people aren't getting that. Oh, well, what makes sense? Okay, you're not getting that? You're not getting it. Who the heck even authorized that? I used to think, them transvestites and this and that, you could go to a drag show, which I've never been to, but if you live in Berkeley, California for 18 years, you come across some of the stuff, I thought, well, that's just entertainment. How is that any different than a cabaret show? Okay? I'm just saying. And suddenly now, it has to be a part of everyone's life? Wait a minute. Are you taking... Okay, I'm sorry. You're taking fiction and you want to make that reality. Well, then why don't we just take the Lord of the Rings movies and make that all reality too? Huh? We can't do that? Be kind of cute, wouldn't it? Yeah. I'm going to be Gandalf. You see this? Thou shalt not pass! My experience with this mother hen and 8 babies, she's still in here, which is fine. They'll do fine. They have food, they have water. I have some alfalfa here. I thought they did through that, which is good. But I have to take that whole goat style out because there's 2 missing, and they're probably underneath there dead. So that's going to start stinking. I could just leave it, and I don't know where they are. Well, I know exactly where they are, and there's probably some eggs under there still too that need to come out. That's going to be quite a bit of work to try and dig that out. I didn't even know she was under there. So I have to do that. If I want to or not, I could just let it go. That whole barn will start to stink. Then the other thing, as I said, she had 12. Danny took 2 over to the house because we lost one that she hatched. So, well, we had a sad moment there. But so, no big deal. They're doing fine. And then it looks like she lost 2 more. So she should be all right in here. But as soon as they go out, she's probably going to lose another 1 or 2 because they're free range here. They get to raise their babies exactly. Oh, well, but they're losing their baby chicks. Okay, guys. Yeah, probably half of these are going to turn into roosters. Chicken and dumplings. Roosters and dumplings. So you kind of got to go with what nature, the way nature is designed. And not every one of those babies is going to survive. Okay? Oh, not because mom isn't doing a good job or this or that. We got snakes here. Perfect meal for them, right? Yes. Yeah. Nobody is up in a hullabaloo this net when people have snakes and have to go and get live mice, right? A lot of snakes won't eat dead mice. They want to do the chasing around the snap. How unnatural is that? Yeah, people don't complain don't complain. You can do that. Why do people do that? Or keep a bird in a cage. I've mentioned that, or a fish in a fish tank. All right, have I done all that? Yeah, I actually have. And it felt like, gosh, I'm dumber than a coal bucket. Why am I doing this? I haven't done that in, 20 more plus years. I thought I did that, am I? Rabbits. It was just, I would never keep the rabbits. With the experiences that I had with them, the way that if you want to raise rabbits for meat, this snap, which is rabbit meat's great for diabetics. They can eat as much as they want of that. It won't affect their sugar, whereas other meat will. So, but again, it's like one of those, didn't know well enough. I kind of went with what I saw out there, and then I realized in the end, I raised them, I made this big old huge space where they could go under the porch, right, and do their digging and this, and then had it fenced in, so they had a run outside, and they grew the biggest, the healthiest, and the happiest. And I had the mom and the dad together with the babies. Nobody hurt each other, this snap. I mean, it was great. It was great. Oh, yeah, yeah, rabbits. Yeah. Oh, they're so cute, this snap. Yeah, yeah. Once the brothers and sisters get old enough, they start just about killing each other if they're in too close a space. Yeah, again, most people don't know that. Also, rabbits mate for life in the wild. Yeah, so some of the comments is about rabbits and people who, like to have a lot of, sex and all that, and then compare them to rabbits, or moms who have a lot of children and compare them to rabbits. Okay, it's not true. Okay, I mean, it's the beauty of people sometimes. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to talk about this morning. Why? Tell me, why? Do people, when you end up being right, and you literally could say, often people who are right, they don't do that. You could literally say, I told you so. Didn't I say that? Didn't I? Hi, little dills. You're right in my way now. Don't have to be careful. I'll trample you to death. Come on, keep going. Gotta walk slow. I don't want to hurt them. Mama, are you going back in there again? Oh, okay. Also, I have to say, most other hens that I have that are having babies, they won't let you get this close. They'd be flogging the legs by now, but she's not like that. So, thinking if there's anything else. Well, anyway, is it really? He needs a little bit. Not quite as much. Is it really so hard to kind of? Did you get separated? There you go. There you go, Mama. Now, gosh, they're so cute. Is it really so hard to just look at the whole situation all over the world when it comes to human beings and say, man, really? Do we have to live like this? Is this really worth it? And where is it going to lead? I mean, we won't need no red button. We're kind of self-destructing when it comes down to it. All right, nothing self-destructing here. Absolutely nothing. I guess really when it comes down to it, if you live a clean life, if you lead a life of goodness, I mean really goodness, without any of them hidden skeletons in your closet, where you're really trying to be fair to the principles of creation and the principles of love, I guess that's what it comes down to, just be fair. People, we can't do it. We can't do it. And I tell you why we can't do it. Tell me I'm wrong. Because with what we are tempted with out there, in all kinds of different areas, we're not willing to give that up. We're just not. We're not willing. Sorry, I'm not interested in Johnny Depp and his ex-wife's bedroom escapades or marriage escapades or what. I'm not interested. Why was that all over the news, this and that? Oh, well, because he's famous. Well, what do I care? Literally, what do I care? And that woman went all public with that. Somebody should have said, you need to shut up, just go to court. But nobody wants to hear it. Okay? Take it to court. Go and see what they're going to do there, and that's that. No, it was a big hullabaloo all over. I didn't watch a video. I didn't read anything. But I had to hear it from everyone around me going, why are you so interested in these people's marriage life or bedroom life or whatever? That, first of all, was years and years and years ago, and obviously somebody's still mad and has got a beef against one or the other, or maybe both. But it sounds like a cut and dry deal here to me. Well, these are the consequences when you build yourself a nest that you don't know anything about. Well, anyway, I don't have anything against either one. I don't know these people. When it comes down to it, I don't know what happened. I don't know how long ago. But everybody had something to say about it, or a lot of people had something to say about it. The sad thing is that as women, a lot of women out there that used to be scared to go and report rape or a domestic abuse or this or that, even though that was, I have to say, that was getting better. Now with all this, Well, I've seen several posts. Well, here we go. The women aren't any better than the men. Kind of what? What? Come again? This is one woman with some famous actor. One. And they had, what were they doing? What was the problem? How can that be compared? So, yeah, sadly, yeah, with this whole thing, yeah, there were steps going forward with all that. Women, children, were believed that they were abused sexually, physically, emotionally, and all that. And now, might as well go back to the 1800s with all that. It's very sad. And people don't get that. How damaging that was to have that all in the media and covered and covered crap about two people who what? Are mad at each other? Anyway, just saying, if you look at this in the right way, this was a big disservice to many women and children. There was a mouse that just climbed up the. I love that. It's the barn. With all of our feed, this is all covered, so it's no problem. But this is the barn. Well, hello, where are you going? It's the barn. You're going to have some mice. Oh, cat. That mouse is not careful enough. That cat's going to get her. All right. Anyway, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, number one, I'm disappointed in all the leadership around the world where you could have stopped that. You could have stopped that without ever, I believe, without ever a bullet fired or a plane in the air, by being ready for something like that. You know, here's the thing that probably most people don't remember. When Putin got into office, when he came from the KGB, okay? Oh, well, that doesn't exist anymore. Sure, you believe that? Then that would not have happened. So, communist country. Oh, they're not communist. Sure, okay, sounds good, yet. Okay. Putin said, I'm going to bring my country back to a point where we're not relying on other people, other countries. We're going to teach them again on how to survive on their own. He did. He did that. And then after he did that, what's he doing now? Because he doesn't have to be worried about sanctions. He doesn't need to. He doesn't care. Not only that, Russian spies, everywhere, blah, blah, blah. I bet you he knew that the EU, the NATO, whatever they're called, they're just hot air coming out of their mouth. They're not ready. There's no way that they're going to. And how many billions and trillions of dollars goes into the military, this and that, right? In every country. And they, Europe, sure, the Americans would have helped them, or I don't know, who else? Okay, China. Okay, all right. They weren't ready to move their tanks, move their soldiers, set up barracks, this and that, have the food ready for them, and have them ready. Oh, you want to come now? Have the airstrips ready with the planes, this and that. How much is one of them planes these days? They're military planes. Well, hey, the important thing is the sonic boom or something, right? But $1 billion, couple of $7 billion. I don't know how much for one plane. Holy cow! How many people could you feed with one plane? All right. Or build an orphanage for children that are unwanted, single moms that need some help. Okay, all right. I think about these things, and I'm going, how come you guys weren't ready? What are you paid for? What are you actually paid for? I believe that all could have been taken care of without having lost one soldier. If so many politicians out there, the generals, wouldn't be so full of hot air, so willing to sacrifice the people underneath them. They are underneath them, right? Yes, yeah. I mean, hello, glory speech. Give your life for your country. Unbelievable. Okay, well, anyway. But there it is. Oh, then the other thing is, you see all them refugees, this and that, it's all over the place. There's different places in the world. You don't get to see everything, where people from other places, Africa, the Middle East, now Russia, the Ukraine, Turkey, who knows where from wherever else, okay? Oh, Mexico, South America, are flocking to other places, more civilized places or something. Well, all I can say to that is that, and it's a lot of men. You see, gazillion of men who are leaving their own country, leaving their women and their children and their elderly behind. Wow, what a man you are. Instead of staying in your own country and making your country better. Yeah, but no. Maybe they don't have history books. The schooling is different there, this and that. So they don't know. They don't know how to survive with their families and their children. It always amazes me. Everybody knows how to have sex. That doesn't seem to be a problem at all. Everybody knows how to eat. It goes in here. You don't put it up your butt, do you? Everybody knows how to go poop. Huh? Don't you think that's interesting? I find it interesting that a lot of people know how to steal better than they know actually how to work for something that they want. Interesting? Yeah. Well, just saying. Why are these men leaving their country instead of making their country better? Staying there, okay. If I say protect their families and children, then people are going to say, well, that's what you need a gun for. Okay, you know what? Have it your way. Have it your way then. People want to have it their way. It takes a lot of time. Once a country is in such bad shape. Oh, interesting. Venezuela is let's see. Venezuela is one of the 4 countries. Oh, one of the countries that's the farthest down when it comes to population data, per capita, this and that, in suicides. Well, what did Venezuela just go through? Why aren't the people there, well, things are so bad, going through trash bags, this and that. Did you see how they went through trash bags? Then they left it all laying around and going, whoa, well, that's what was shown. I'm sure not every Venezuelan is like that. I'm going, well, you guys are kind of dirty people, aren't you? No, I just haven't seen that yet. Well, okay, according to the media and what's going on. But the suicide rate is way down. I mean, it's basically non-existent. The United States, where you got everything, this and that, people get depressed if you can't get ketchup. Okay? Oh, ketchup shortage. Ooh. Dear me. Oh, what you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do without ketchup? Oh my gosh. That is a reason for people to be depressed in this country. It's ridiculous. Okay. The United States, where you have everything, can have everything. You put a little bit of your zest into it, okay? Especially as a very abled body. Amazing on how people who actually have disabilities do so much better than people who got 2 arms and 2 legs and all their faculties together. That's sad to see on how they won't give up. They will, and then and all that. Yeah, they get some help too, but their willpower, I wish some people out there had a quarter of that. Okay. To do better. And here's this country, as I said, and we're fourth in the highest suicide rates. We're fourth. South Korea has been booming with, I don't know what, this not doing really great. Second or third, the suicide rates. There was 2 countries I've never heard of. There are people there are killing themselves in droves. I don't know, maybe it's some kind of I've never even heard of those countries. They're weird names too. Well, anyway, weird. It's just weird, okay? I guess it's going to get weirder. I think about these things. I sit on the porch. I think about these things. I'm going, really? That's who we are and what we are as the human race? Well, again, Albert Einstein said, knowledge comes with experience. I don't have a cell phone. Well, I'm way behind the times, aren't I? Well, I have a tablet. I don't have a cell phone. I don't have an iPod. I don't have any of that. People keep asking, can't you get on WhatsApp? Can't you get it? No. I downloaded Facebook, and then I got the Messenger, and then I uninstalled Facebook, but I still have Messenger. Doesn't mean I deleted Facebook. I just don't need it on here. Right? But I have Messenger. Very easy. You can FaceTime for free. Right? Message people. It's great. Love it. Facebook is good for anything. It's for that. Not going to install something else. Not going to do that. That's all I got. Oh, I have an email. Which I look at about once a week. That's, So there it is. And I'm good. I don't need more. Oh, wait. To start with, I just found one of the babies. Oh, I wonder what happened. First of all, I just wasn't willing to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I've done that with my children. Unbelievable. I had one that was, when it just came out, the messaging was all, had to pay for it, and I don't know what. And I got one bill from one of my daughters, $700. I had a thought that came across my mind where I have to say, I can't afford that daughter. Anyway. Now, even though things are being explained to children, young adult teenagers don't, I don't know if they listen to anybody. Well, I know I didn't. But I didn't do stuff like that. Anywho. So, well, anyway, that got fixed, this, that. When I had one, I like my privacy. I really do. Hey, guys, do you want some of this? I don't know. Are they old enough for that stuff? I don't think so. And I like my alone time. I'm not a big fan of the phone either. Though I answer it. I mean, Well, it just depends. If it doesn't show who you are, then I'm not all that interested. But I had one. Kids got me one. And it was like, I leave it in the car. I was working. I'd leave it in the car, and then I get back out there, and I'm looking, and I'm going, 30 messages. I don't have time for this. Then it turns out that the number that I had, okay, that was actually earlier than the one that the kids got me. The number that I had, oh, were you in the... I'll make sure it goes all this stuff. Little mouse in the house. Someone had the number before me or something, and I get these calls. Hey, you got anything? I said, got what? Well, you know. I said, well, be more specific. Turns out some kind of a drug. I said, you know what? Who are you calling? So that happened. Then there was another one. A bank. Oh, you're delinquent in what? I had to tell them, I don't know how many times, called them back and said, look, I don't know who you're looking for, but it ain't me. I got so sick and tired of all that. Oh, then the other thing was, well, I left you a message and you never got back to me. So what if I didn't have the phone? How would you have left that message to start with? Why didn't you just call me back? Hoping that, she's right by the cell phone now. I got rid of it so fast. I think I had that thing for maybe a month or two, and I'm done. I'm done. Oh, those were still the ones where you had to get the card, to add on. Done. Never had, okay, then I had when the kids were worried because I would be out there walking, and you can call from 911 even if not, this and that. I never hooked it up. I hooked it up to the internet. It didn't cost me anything. And then I kind of just lost interest in it. Yeah. So I had the same thing as I did on the tablet. It was just smaller. Oh, did I ever take it on the walk? No. Right, Maddie? People are so hooked on all that. So hooked. Can't be without it. This, that. Yeah. Weird. It's weird to me. Yeah. You like to be bothered all day long? Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's why people are running on overload of certain things and they can't handle things anymore. Get some alone time. Huh? Maybe read a book, study on birds or plants or gardening or something that you're in, a carpentry, electricity, animal husbandry, okay, whatever, right? Get some alone time. Put the phone away for a couple of days. Could you do it? No. I don't know anybody in the house that can. And please, if you're all alone in the car, even then, I think it's just absolutely disrespectful to do that. They have all that stuff you can stick in your ear now and this and that, and you can put your phone right there and right in the car, and if it rings, okay, I don't care what it is, it's still not safe. It's still not safe. You can't wait. You still have to look over and, where do I need to push the button? Okay? Your eyes are not on the road. When I'm with someone else, because I hardly ever drive anymore, at least not off the property, because of my legs don't want to work properly, then I get very offended. I get actually to the point going, wow, okay, that's rude. To mess with your phone while I'm sitting in your car, like I'm your dog, that can be how do you say, sacrificed. Please don't drive and use your cell phone. When you get in the car, have the courage, do the right thing, and turn your cell phone, your iPod, your APod, what are they all called? Well, anyway, off. Turn it off. Put it aside until you stop somewhere And then do that every time. You can't do that. You can't. I think it would not just make everything safer out there for everyone. We got enough accidents already happening because of maybe malfunctions of the vehicle, this, that. That's already happening enough. Then can we not just agree, that drinking and driving is a bad idea? People still do it. With all these horrible accidents out there. With the cell phone thing, same thing. It's kind of hard to prove that you were pressing your buttons there and you didn't have your eyes on the road and you rammed another car. It's kind of hard to do that, isn't it? Unless it was on camera somewhere, right? That you were doing that. Yeah. Harder to prove than drinking and driving, right? Yes? Again, a couple of things. Nothing to do with guns. To keep people more safe out there. Or be respectful. Don't be rude and disregard other people's lives while you're doing something that could take a life. Kind of simple, isn't it? Yeah. I went on for over an hour. Yet, simple thing like that, people can't do. Alcohol is legal in this country. You can drink as much as you want at home. Why do you have to go out somewhere and drink so much that then you're not willing to call a cab or Uber driver or have a designated driver? A lot of people do. A lot of people don't. You can't turn off your cell phone when you get in the car because you can't help yourself and it goes doing it. I've watched people plenty of times. Going, what are you doing? You're driving right now. You got the blinker on. You're taking a left turn. Yeah, you need to also answer the phone. Couldn't ignore it. It's like an instant. I call that possession. You're possessed by your cell phones. You're possessed. Yeah. All right. Said enough. Right? Yes. Don't be mad at me for being right. I think that's a really weird one out there. Among all other weird things out there. But maybe that is one of them. That is one of the weirdest ones. Why are people mad at people who turn out to be right? God's love and blessings always. I will talk to y'all another time.